buckling, girls. The fuck is this man-child? You are educated. Has no one told you? 3 years ago! Steve Haddock's girl saved in his phone under the name Second Option. These men scare me. Ah! So then I took off my wedding ring right there and then. I'm gonna say something here that might be a little controversial.
Hi, can I order tea and 2 sugars, please?
Hello guys and welcome back to Tea and 2 Sugars. I'm Tatty, your host, who I've got a little pep in my step this morning. I'm ready to go. We actually pre-recorded the past 2 episodes of the pod. So it's been so long since we last spoke. I hope you're all well. I hope you've been doing well. I have some shout outs at the start of this episode because you little cheeky bums have been absolutely making my day. First of all, I met a girl at a drive-thru the other day. I didn't catch your name, but you said you listened to the podcast as soon as it comes out on the Wednesday. I hope you know that morning was quite stressful for me. And I was having a big day in London and it was like a big day of like meetings. And you really put a pep in my step. You really brightened my morning. So thank you so much. I'm really gutted I didn't get your name. Because honestly, you really did put a smile on my face. I was so excited to meet you and thank you so much for watching, to all of you as well. And if you ever see me out and about, please come and say hi so I can give you a hug. I didn't feel it appropriate to hug you through the drive-through window, but if you're open to it, I would have done. Second of all, Jordan had a gig the other day in Manchester and the guy, we'll call him Steve, big fan of Jordan's music, and he had a picture with Jordan and sent it to his wife, girlfriend, partner. And his partner replied and was like, oh my God, tell him his missus is the best TikToker. If you so happen to listen to this podcast, I think your name was Madeline from what I can remember on our little Instagram exchange. If you're listening, hey sis! I just find it so funny that people support, well, I don't find it funny that people support Jordan, but I think it's really interesting that people support both of us and, you know, yeah. Anyway, let's get on with today's episode. We always start with my boiling point and my 2 sugars. And guys, I would implore you to do what I have been doing recently. I have a note in my phone titled 2 sugars. And I have been writing down things that I am loving this week, things that I am like grateful for. It's basically a gratitude list disguised tea and 2 sugars themed. So I've been writing them down over this past 2 weeks because I thought I'm going to forget. And sometimes I get here and I'm like, what have I been enjoying? I have a big list of things. So now I get to pick between those things. First of all, first sugar of the day, I'd like to give a shout out to M&S. I'm new to this M&S thing, but fuck me, I love that place. Basically, guys, here's the thing. I've not told anyone this that isn't in my personal life. So I'm going to fill you in right here and now. I had an addiction to Mackies, and do you know what? It feels good to say that. A genuine addiction. I was going a lot. I could not fight the urge to go. I didn't want to go, but I had to go. You see where I'm going with this? It was bad. Like, I'm not actually going to tell you how often I was going. That's how bad the addiction was. Anyway, I'm two weeks clean and serene of Mackies. But I realised that actually one of the reasons why I was struggling to stop is because I didn't have my ritual. It was the ritual of going to get food, of going to get my breakfast or my lunch. So now I go to M&S. What a fucking place that is. Oh my God. I've never really delved into the depths of M&S. Specifically in this sugar, I'd like to shout out the Caesar salad. I have had a Caesar salad every single day for the past week, right? That shit is fantastic. What I do is I get another little packet of roast chicken to add to the protein of it. Sensational. It is quite sensational. I'm going to go get one straight after here because there's an M&S around the corner. I'd also like to give a shout out to their gingerbread and white chocolate cookies. Fan-fucking-tastic. I'm weekly vlogging and I tried them for the first time on Wednesday, which was 5 days ago, right? I'm obsessed with them. I've had a pack every day, which isn't good. Not to myself, I've shared them with the people around me because I feel like I've needed to share the news. But yeah, my first sugar of today, M&S. Thank God. And then my second sugar, let's have a little look on my list. Oh, of course, my friend Talia got married at the weekend. She was the most beautiful bride to her lovely husband, Jacob. It was just such a great day. I haven't had someone that close to me get married yet. We went to a wedding back in February, which was like a family friend wedding. But watching your friend get married after like years and years and years of talking about them getting married, like they've known each other since they were 15. They reconciled at like 24, 25. They have their beautiful daughter, Nova Jane. Oh, it was just such a beautiful day. I was in little teary eyes the whole day. And then my boiling point, again, guys, I haven't really been thinking too much into things that upset me that much, being completely honest. I got stuck in London for like 2-3 hours the other day, but that's, we took it on our stride. I went to the M&S at Euston and I took my little salad to Covent Garden. Basically, there was a suspicious package in the train station. It got evacuated, but it was fine. Everyone was safe. No one was hurt. And that's all we can ask for. So I guess that's my, just inconveniences. Travel inconveniences will be my boiling point for this week. But anywho, Joe is here. My guy Joe. I've missed this little cup so much. If you're an audio listener, Joe is a little teacup jelly cat. And I love him so much. It's me and Joe against the world. In the cup today, we have a Classico Pepsi Max in the Le Creuset mug. And I'm excited. Chin chin, everyone. It's good to be back. Oh, it's October. For you, it will have been October for a week already. 2 weeks already, but it's October, my favourite time of the year. Coming up, we have some spooky story times, and I'm fucking excited. I did think about having a little Halloween party with you all. Let me know what you think about that. And I can get all dressed up and we can decorate this dude and, Anyway, chin chin. Let's get started. Okay, we've got some shenanigans going on in the jot form today. This first story, we're kicking it off hard, is titled, Am I the arsehole for having feelings for my brother-in-law? I'm gonna go with yeah, but anyway, story time. So, I and my sister are very close. She's like a mother to me. I moved to her to temporarily stay with her and spend time with her after graduating school. I'm 19 now, by the way. So, my brother-in-law became jobless for 6 months straight and my sister was fully neglecting him. Doesn't give a fuck about his feelings while he was going through all of this. That's really rough. I'm sorry for that, Steve. He and I will spend the whole day together by watching movies, cooking lunch and dinner together, gaming, and taking our feelings out with each other. A year passed, and the behaviour of my sister has worsened but never became better. Oof. My brother-in-law wanted to get a divorce right after getting a job because in the 1 year, he and I personally developed feelings for each other. Because my sister was being so mean and oblivious about both of us and having her own life and working and partying. What the fuck? We're going hard today, guys. Side note. Oh, okay. Here we go. Side note. She even had multiple flings and scandals that he and I found out about. I feel like it's you and Steve against the world. He and I fell in love so deeply that he was going to leave her eventually, but she found out one day and chased us both out of the house and played the victim to everyone in the family. But she doesn't know that we have proof of her chats with her scandals, that my brother-in-law, my brother-in-law, who is my lover now, has all of the screenshots in our phones. She has been dating many, many guys after they officially broke up. She's brought men back home and none of our family knows. Am I the arsehole? Here's the thing. I think that what should have just happened here is there should have been a breakup. I don't know how that has not happened, being completely honest, because it's clear that all three of you in this relationship don't want to be in this relationship except for yourself and Steve. Are you the arsehole? I fear it depends in this situation who you ask. If you ask Steve, no. If you ask your sister, we'll call her Amy, yes. But in your side of the story, Amy's the arsehole. You see how perspective works and context works here, kids. At the end of the day, my love, I fucking love the drama. I really wanted to stop swearing, and I feel like that's not happened. I think what may have been best for all involved, if there was a breakup, and listen, you can't help your feelings, and it must have been extremely frustrating watching the person that you care so deeply for being so neglected by someone that you call family and should be there for him during this awful time. However, their relationship was very clearly flawed, right? She's having multiple flings when they're together. It's no wonder that Steve feels neglected, and I completely get that from Steve. The more I talk about this, the more I'm on Steve's side. Shoot me down. If my wife was cheating on me whilst I was going through job loss, I think I too would have some very strong feelings. However, you just got to be a man here, Steve, and break up. Do the decent thing and end the relationship. Joe would do such a thing. He is such a big, strong man. He would do that because Joe has morals and respect for the people around him. Don't you, Joe? And he smiles the whole way through, okay? Never with a sad face. Never with a sad face. Are you the arsehole? Again, perspective, to me, you will never be the arsehole. I kind of love this. I really hope that you run off into the sunset, get married. The only thing I just want to question here, it's just come to me now. How the fuck are you going to do Christmas? How is Christmas going to go for us? Because I'm not convinced it's going to go well. Here's the thing. If Amy's having all these scandals, can we turn the whole family against her? There we go. Now we're on to something. Because she's a bad person, right? Sorry, I've said it. She seems like a bad person. She just wants to be going off and living her damn life and doing whatever the fuck she wants, doesn't she, at the end of the day? To me, no. You are not the arsehole. Let me have a quick little peruse of this again. Okay, so the part where she chased you out the house and played the victim, I do feel like she had a leg to stand on there. Especially if she's like been paying the bills and How old is your sister? How old is this man? Because you're 19. So if your sister's like what? We've got a big age gap here. Is Steve like 40? Because that's fucking weird. I'm going to be so honest with you here. That's fucking weird. I fear he's taking advantage of the circumstance. However, if they're like a young married couple, if she's like 24, 23, slay, I guess. Ugh. I love that you said you'd temporarily stay with her and it's been a year. I mean, listen, I'm happy for you, girl, that you have found your person. I think maybe you need to fill your family in on what's happened here because they may be slightly confused. Yeah, I'm saying it. Sound off in the comments, my dudes. I think I'll probably leave a poll. Let's do a poll on this episode because I quite like when we do polls. Who is the arsehole in this situation? Amy, the sister, Steve, or the writer? Our darling writer. What do we think? Let's go on to our next one. This is fun. All right, so does anyone remember like a few episodes ago when I said, why do you guys put so much weight on my opinion? I feel like this just eggs it on so much. Tatty, did I make the right choice leaving a 5-year relationship? Story time. Hi, Tatty. I've been a huge fan of yours for a while now, watching your TikToks and now binging the podcast. Hi, sis. Thank you so much for writing in. Thank you for the support. I'm so sorry that this has happened for you to write in. I'm completely hooked on all the drama and congrats on your engagement. Thank you. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, love. So, I'm 7 months out of a 5-year relationship that ended because I felt unloved and disrespected. No, not the arsehole. No, don't need to read any further. If you felt disrespected and unloved, you completely made the right choice. Okay? No need to read more. The end. I think I made the right choice, but I need to know your opinion. I'm here, sissy. The problems began just over 3 years ago! You wasted 5 years of your life when you knew it was done 3 years ago. You silly sausage. The problems began just over 3 years ago when I started my first real job. Can I just quote that real job is in quotes? I'm not being a dickhead. It was part-time, 30 hours a week, because my boyfriend at the time, Steve, didn't want it to be... Oh, fucking I hate this man already. Oh, it just gets worse. Girl! Right, ladies, we need to back this kind soul up in the comments because the fuck is this man-child? The problems began just over 3 years ago when I started my first real job. It was part-time, 30 hours a week, because my boyfriend at the time, Steve, didn't want it to massively impact our relationship. I'll say that again. My boyfriend at the time didn't want me to get a full-time job because he didn't want it to massively impact the relationship. He was unemployed for the entire relationship, relying on my income for his takeouts, PC games, etc., while I preferred to spend my money on books. Why? Because you are educated. You are a educated, hard-working provider for your man-child, Steve. I also have chronic migraines and an autoimmune condition, so figured I'd ease in. Absolutely fair. You've got to be right with you. For 14 months, I worked part-time, even though I desperately wanted the security of a full-time job. Here's the crazy idea. Why doesn't Steve get a job? It's just sprung to my head there. Steve still complained we didn't spend enough time together, even though I kept my end of the deal to spend Sundays and most weeknights with him. But that time just meant doom scrolling on TikTok whilst he played games on his PC, screaming at NPCs. Steve's like, I want quality time. Well, the thing is, Stephen, with quality time, we genuinely have to have some sort of quality to each other that we like. And looking at the side or the back of your head whilst you're playing on fucking, what's it called? Roblox. It's odd to me. It's quite odd as a grown man. There's nothing less attractive than a man screaming into a headset. I'm going to say it. I'm sorry. Especially when you're actively trying to keep me from doing things I want to do. There comes a point, ladies, where we just have to do our own thing. And the boys will catch up or they'll realise. Eventually, I stopped spending time with him and started going to my parents' house on the weekends instead. My mum and I would have girly days, getting tattoos and getting our nails done. I'm so bored by this story, Amy. I'm so bored by this man already. I don't know how you lasted five years. Steve got insecure. Yes. Sorry, I know I'm interrupting this story so much. Steve, you're getting insecure because you have no redeeming qualities. And you're insecure because you're scared that she's going out into the world and she's going to find someone. Actually, Steve, a rat on the street would have more redeeming qualities and more masculine, manly, protective, sexy qualities than you fucking twat. Steve got insecure and started arguments. So I tried to include him in these things with my parents, like Comic-Con and Christmas. But he stopped showing up. And I began to resent him for picking fights about me not wanting to sit on the bed and doom scroll. Rat. After 14 months, I finally got a full-time permanent job in a different department. Congratulations. It was the best decision I have ever made. I'm excelling, even doing better than some people who have been there 10 plus years. But with the new job came more arguments. Steve would degrade me, call me selfish for being at work or spending time with my mum. He made awful remarks about my looks, called me fat and insulted my tattoos. His words cut deep, and every time he'd apologise and blame his behaviour on his autism. I'm going to say something here that might be a little controversial. There is a difference between being autistic and being a twat, and you can be both things at the same time. Okay, you see what I'm doing here? You can be autistic, you can be a twat, you can be both and still be a rat. See what I did there? Blamed it on his autism. I'm sorry, what? What part of an autism diagnosis includes being a rat man? Okay? Shut up, Steve. Stop making excuses. Oh, I love where this is about to go. Oh, this is where it might sound a little petty, but a co-worker, we'll call him Dave, is one of the nicest people with the greatest sense of humour. I started telling Steve about Dave, that Dave had complimented my outfit or called me beautiful, which would make Steve incredibly jealous and cause him to accuse me of cheating. My friendship with Dave is strictly platonic, but I kept doing it because Steve wouldn't stop degrading me. You're fighting fire with fire, sis. I approve. In February, we had a huge argument and I walked out and went to my parents' house. Steve begged me to come back, and a week later, I stupidly did. He promised to change, but I felt uncomfortable all the time and I just couldn't sleep. It's because you didn't feel safe, right? You didn't feel like you could settle around this man because you are constantly on edge. I realised I had fallen out of love with him, and after a talk with my mum, I went home, ended it, grabbed my medication and some clothes and left. More power to you. The next day he messaged me, "Oh, Steve, I'm bored." The next day, he messaged me accusing me of cheating, calling me a terrible person. He told me to leave. I told him to leave me alone, but he didn't stop. Steve, going against someone's boundaries, what a fucking shock. He also told me that I would never get back with him and that I would get the rest of my stuff at the weekend. Perfect. Everyone's happy. I told him that I was going to focus on my career and had no intention of getting involved with another man for as long as possible. Yeah, because you're probably fucking traumatised. When I went to get my things that weekend, I found out he was already talking to another girl. Is anyone shocked? Is anyone shocked? I'm not. He claimed it started after I had left, but they were still... It just gets worse. It just gets worse. He claimed it started after I left, but they were already sending nudes to each other less than an hour after I broke up with him. So tell me, did I make the right decision? My sweet girl. If you were listening to this pod, as you so do, thank you. If you heard this dilemma, what would you say? Right? Here's the thing, girl. You are a woman. You are my definition of what a woman is, okay? You are independent. You are resilient. You are hardworking, career-driven, proud of your work. You clearly have an incredible work ethic. You're wanting to push past these health limitations that you have, and you're not letting them limit you, which I'm so proud of you for. It's so refreshing and so exciting to see a woman like coming into her own and finding her career and excelling in her career, excelling in her family relationships and your friends and your identity. Like, you are doing personally so well, and it just upsets me that you have this weird little man who is living with you, not attributing anything to your life, not adding to your existence as a person, right? And he is just lynching off you. You're paying for this man to sit at home and degrade you. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck do you mean? Did I make the right decision? Let's be real, sis. I think that how old are you? I'm going to say, are you like mid-20s, like mid to late 20s? Maybe this is like your first long-term relationship here. You don't deserve any of the stuff that I have just read aloud. I want you to really think about what I have read and think about if all the girls listening, what they are saying to you, Because, hun, you are in a period of transition and growth in your life. And Steve does not like that. That's why he's kicking up so much of an argument. He wants to keep you small. He wants to keep you in a box. I'll ask you a question. Do you deserve to be small? Do you want to be small? Do you want to be kept trapped in this weird dynamic where Steve doesn't like you going out into the world? It's like I said, he doesn't want you going out, being your own person, allowing the likes of Dave to be like, wow, what an incredible woman, because he knows that he cannot offer you half of the stuff, a quarter of the stuff that you actually so deserve. He knows how incredible you are. He knows what you actually deserve, and he knows how much he can offer. And that is why he's diminishing you, because he knows he cannot handle you. Because why would this weird fucking man be able to handle such an incredible woman? I don't like he's body shaming you. I don't like that he's going against your creativity in terms of your tattoos and stuff. I don't like that he's wanting you to not spend time around your family. And I certainly don't like that he's not wanting to integrate within your family. Okay? He knows who he wants you to be. And I'm not going to allow you to be that small little person. Okay? I said what I said. And I know the girlies in the comments are going to agree. Or the girlies that are watching are going to agree. I know how incredible you can be. I know how big and bold and how expansive your career can be. Steve just doesn't like that. And like you said it yourself, he is just insecure. And that's what all of this comes down to. This, my love, is controlling, it's narcissistic, and it's hateful. And you do not deserve a relationship like that with anyone. Friends, family, no. If I was your friend, which we are, through the screen, and I was coming to you with this, you'd be like, get fucked. So no, you are not wrong. You absolutely made the right decision. I'm so proud of you for making that decision. I love you so much. I actually am so proud of you. I really hope anyone that's been in this situation or is in this situation knows how proud I am of you for getting out of that situation. You are going to find someone that is going to absolutely light up your life, and it'll feel so much sweeter because you know what the other end of the scale could be like. I'm so proud of you. I'm sending you so much love, and I just can't wait to see where you go in life. Love you. Just gonna have a little lip balm top up. We haven't done these in so long, guys. This is the Ordinary Squalene Amino Acids Lip Balm. Doesn't it look so futuristic? Look at this little friend. How cute is that? He's giving me Wally vibes. It's really nice. Anyway, this one's quite interesting from the title. I quite enjoy it and I'm ready to delve into it. So let us dive. It is titled, My Best Friend is Sleeping with a Married Man. Story time. My best friend is currently having an affair with a married man. She's known him for a while and in the last 6 months has started to sleep with him. The backstory here. He's been married since the beginning of the year. Oh, it's fresh. Oh God, we've not even hit the 1 year anniversary and we've already hit the infidelity. Jesus. My best friend went to the wedding. We witnessed the vows. My best friend went to the wedding before the affair, so knows both the bride and groom well. They will occasionally go on nights out together, and when they do, they end up sleeping with each other. However, recently, she went a step further and slept with him in the house he owns with his wife when she was on holiday. I'm in two minds about this. I want her to be happy, and this is making me happy. But at the same time, I feel so sorry for his wife, and she has literally no clue. She says she does feel guilty, but she continues to do it. It's like me and my Mackie's addiction. I understand, Amy. I don't know what to do. Do I say something to my friend, or do I let her get on with it? I don't know the wife, so I can't speak to her about it if I wanted to. I just feel so guilty that I know that this is happening and not seriously doing anything to stop it. I will stick by my girls no matter what, but this feels as a little bit too much to me. I can't cut her out because we're so close. But at the same time, I don't want someone like that in my circle. What do I do? Do I distance myself from her? Do I tell her it's wrong and that she needs to stop this before it gets worse? Or do I just leave her to get on with it? I know this will hurt her in the long term, but she's only focusing on the now. I'm a chronic overthinker and she doesn't care unless it's in the moment. Well, I'll be damned. I think Amy here sounds like a free spirit. Amy's going to do what Amy's going to do. And we just have to support. I think you need to keep the communication open with Amy. I think from what I can see here, she is the type of girl that is just going to be like, fuck it, I'm young, wild and free. And sometimes we should be young, wild and not sleeping with married men. Crazy statement, I know. I think have you told her about your feelings towards this? What do you approach it like, so why are you doing this? Like, what is it about this man that you like? Because you're not going to be in a relationship with him, are you? Like, we're just having fun. We're just having the sex. Like, this isn't going to progress into a relationship. There would be, imagine, Steve divorces Amy. Your gorgeous Stacey goes on to date Steve. Imagine Steve's like, I'm going on a night out, by the way, Stace. She's going to be like, you used to go on nights out with me. And I know how that ends, right? This isn't going anywhere. This is just a fun, cutesy little thing. 6 months. That's a long time, isn't it? That's a long time. I think you just really need to keep the line of communication open. I don't think you need to say too much. She's going to know that no one is going to support this decision. Like, how can you? It's disrespectful to herself and Amy. I know we talk about this often, but if anyone out there is in this situation, please know that this man is using you. Like, you're just his like fun, crazy little thing on the side that feels wrong and that's why it feels so right. You deserve someone that actually like wants you fully, not his wife and you. You know what I mean? I would maybe encourage her to go on a couple of dates, seek this attention from single men. Why don't you go on some nights out with her and encourage her to see some other people, get on the apps, get talking to people. Just avert her gaze away from Steve, far, far away from Steve. At the end of the day, it'll be extremely hurtful to Amy if she does find out. It will absolutely destroy her, knowing full well that this person that she paid £100 a head for her wedding dinner is now sleeping with her husband. The fuck? I'm trying to think. If this is going to seriously upset you and it's causing you to overthink like you've mentioned you do, I don't think there would be any, what's the word I'm looking for here? Harm in you just taking a step back, Put your walls up. If she's telling you about it, put your walls up. Honestly, I'm not one to say this that often. Dissociate. Dissociate from what she is talking about from this man. You've got to protect your own feelings in this. What is it that you're overthinking about? That is what I would ask here if you were my friend. What is it that's getting to you? Is it that you think you're complicit to this or what? I think you said you'd never met them before. You don't owe them anything. All right? You're not in this situation the way they are. At the end of the day, it's really only Steve that owes his wife anything. Is it? I don't know. Sometimes I say things out loud. I'd really like to hear your thoughts on this, everyone, because I think this is a little tricky one, Yeah, I would encourage her to date some other people and just go on dates. She deserves to go on dates and be courted and not just have sex with someone, do you know? What a tricky situation. I can see why you've written in. I would do the same. I wish there was someone here that I could bounce off with. I fear Joe's not going to be that helpful in this situation. Let me just have a quick little scan over this again. Yeah, you're focusing on the long term. She's more of an in the moment kind of person. So you're thinking what's going to happen when they find out? And at the end of the day, people are going to find out. These things don't ever go under the rug. Like, it'll always slip out. I don't think you need to cut her out. This is what friends... She's might be just going through a bit of a crisis at the minute. Yeah, you want her to be happy and it's making me happy, but at the same time, I feel so sorry for his wife. Is she happy or is she just... what's the word? Is she genuinely happy or is she getting an adrenaline hit from this man? That's what I would ask. Oh. Okay. That's what I would do, yeah. Keep your line of communication open. Dissociate when she starts talking to him and encourage her to seek Steve elsewhere. That's what I would do. Some of these men in these stories upset me deeply. I don't know what the hell has gone on here. Crazy people. This story is titled, Am I the arsehole for wanting out when my boyfriend kept a second option saved in his phone? Story time. Buckling, girls. So I was dating this guy, we'll call him Steve. At the beginning, it was completely fine. He was the perfect boyfriend. And honestly, I didn't know how I could get so lucky. They reel us in. But over the time, he got really clingy. Like he'd follow me everywhere. Clingy or stalking, sis? They're two different things, right? He'd follow me everywhere, always had to be right next to me. And at first I thought he was just being sweet. But soon I felt like I couldn't breathe. If he touched me, I wanted to push him away. But I just felt so trapped in my own space. Eventually I tried to break up with him. I brought up a few lies he'd told, nothing huge. But honestly, I think I was just using it as a bit of an excuse. Yeah, you'd found something and you were like, ding, ding, ding. We'll latch onto that. I told him I didn't want to do it anymore, but he refused to accept it. Instead, he begged for a break. I accepted. 3 weeks. Thinking I'd finally have some space to figure out what I wanted. But literally the next day, he was already calling me saying stuff like, I usually tell him everything and I can't do this without you. It felt like he was pulling me straight back in. And this is when I realised I never actually was going to get that break. Yeah. Then one of my friends told me something that completely broke my heart. She said, has no one told you? I'm sorry, Amy, what the fuck does that mean? No, what? Has no one told you? I was like, told me what? Apparently, Steve had a girl saved in his phone under the name Second Option. And he'd been talking about her, talking to her, basically keeping her lined up while still with me. What the fuck? He's all obsessed with you. Meanwhile, he's got a fucking backup dancer lined up. These men scare me. Bear in mind, he had been crying to our mutual friends that week about how much he loved me, and it completely crushed me to hear that. Even though I didn't want him anymore, it hurt so badly to know the person I thought was my best friend for over a year could betray me like this. And it didn't stop there. Oh, God. At a party that weekend, he hooked up with another girl. Let's call her Amy. Because, of course, there's always an Amy. And that's when it hit me. He'd gone from crying to people about how much he loved me one week to lining up a second option the next to a third option right after that. The whole relationship was me trying to escape while he clung on tighter, and all the while he was lining up backups behind my back. And honestly, it left me with this fear that if I ever wanted to end things with someone again, I'll have to justify myself over and over like my feelings won't be enough. So now, even though I have met someone amazing, I'm terrified of being trapped again. I don't want to push him away, but commitment honestly really freaks me out. Tati, how do I move on from that without sabotaging something completely good? What the fuck type of scum of the earth, Steve, is this? These men, can we just deep how scary that is? He is literally stalking you, love bombing you, blah, 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 blah. Like, meanwhile, he's like, Keisha, Becky, we're lining him up. Who is this man? Because he can't be that great, surely. Well, no, he's not that great. I can tell you that for free, sis. How do you get past this? I think this new man you're with, second Stevie baby, I don't know if you've been completely honest with your relationship history with him. I think you need to be, because I think that will add some valuable context to why you may react to certain situations in the way that you do. You have the fear, you have a slight insecurity there, and I think you actually have a bit of an abandonment issue, which is completely understandable, because you're so scared of being a second option because of Steve. I think you need to be completely honest with second Steve. Tell him your woes, and that if he's the right person, he'll want to help you work through that. He will want to show you what you do deserve. He will put in the effort. He'll be patient with you. He'll take the time and really work past this, because I do believe that relationship traumas do bleed into the next, and you do have to sort them out before moving on to the next person. And, it's absolutely fine that you haven't got to that before meeting second Steve. I think a lot of this is going to come on to Steve. Like, you need to learn to trust him at the same time as well. But he needs to have that patience with you to know that this is what you have experienced in the past. You should not have experienced it in the past, but you have. And, we can't change that. You've got to control the controllable. The event plus your reaction equals the outcome. This has happened. How you react to it, how you want to push past it. Hell, girl, go to therapy if you really want to. Like, I know it's expensive, but a couple of sessions just to work past this, really get to the bottom of it. It will have left you feeling insecure and unstable. Not that you need to feel any of those things. You're beautiful, you're incredible, sis. But I understand why. This man literally treated you like the sun. He was, revolving around you, wanted to be the closest he could be to you at all time, under your skin. I just think you wanted this cake and he wanted to eat it too. But you weren't the right cake. I'm so sorry if you can hear my tummy rumbling. You weren't the right cake for him. And fine. But you will be what am I saying? You are going to be the right person for someone, and you're going to find the right person that's going to be patient and loving in the right, healthy way, because this kind of love was not healthy for you. Second and third option. Shut up, Steve. You're lucky you could even get one, you fucking loser. Ugh, what a piece of shit. That's what I say. Anyway, sending you big love, and I hope you and second Steve have a happy, healthy relationship moving forward. You get married, you have lots of babies, and you have a big house. Love you, girl. Okay, girls, lock in for this one. Am I the arsehole for telling my husband this relationship won't work and taking off my wedding ring after he told me not to talk about his family? Story time. My husband is 32 and I'm 30. We have been married for 8 months. What is with these marital issues within the first year today? We've been together for almost 5 years, and for the most part, things have been great until his brother came into the picture. For some context, my brother-in-law, Steve, had been living abroad for over 2 decades. He got a decent job overseas when he was young, stayed there forever, and just never came back to the USA until recently. He even attended our wedding by one of those telepresence robots because he didn't want to fly back for a short trip. Get fucked, Steve. So I never actually met him in person until after we were married. That's insane. 6 months ago, Steve got fired from his job and came back here with no place to live. So me and my husband told him he could stay here for a little while. That little while has now turned into 6 months of living under our roof with no serious plans to leave. Yeah, this is the thing, girls. If you're staying with people, you've got to be actively looking for accommodation. You've got to be actively looking to stay somewhere else. Here's the issue. His behaviour towards me was extremely uncomfortable. He makes these weird little comments when we're alone, like, you must drive my brother crazy looking like that. Oh. Or, if I were married to you, I'd never leave the house. Did Steve get fired or deported because he was a sexual predator? Or as he told me last week, my husband is a fool for not showing me off. That's like hiding a diamond Ferrari in a garage. Sometimes he tries to make it out to sound like a joke, but it doesn't land and it isn't funny at all. He has also accidentally walked into the guest bathroom whilst I was in there twice and just shrugged it off. Steve, what? He's overfamiliar in text too, sending winky faces, commenting on selfies I post in private messages /DMs, which always throws me off. Ooh, so he's like sending you your own, he's like sending you your own Instagram selfies. Like, you look so good today. Get out of my house! I've been trying to handle this delicately because I don't want to start a war between my husband and his brother. Nah, World War III would ensue. And if your husband was the man I hope he is, he would go into battle to make you feel comfortable. In your own home, no less. Right. I thought maybe it was just me overthinking at first, but after months of this, I finally sat my husband down and explained what had been going on. Instead of listening or even asking me for examples, he cut me off and told me that if I wanted this marriage to work, I could not talk badly about his family. I'm not talking badly, Steve. I'm sharing factual information of which I have evidence, right? Am I talking badly or am I talking about something bad that someone has done? Let's just delve into that one, shall we? I just sat there completely shocked. I asked if he was seriously telling me I couldn't raise concerns about someone living in our house, and he doubled down. He said, "That's my brother. If you love me, you won't make me choose." Girl, the fuck? I'm not making you choose, Steve. I'm just asking you to tell your brother to stop sexually harassing me. The bar is on the floor. So then I took off my wedding ring right there and then, set it on the table and said, then I guess this relationship isn't going to work. Ooh! After that, I walked away, grabbed my stuff and started sleeping in the guest room. I've been cold and distant since because I honestly don't know how to even look at this man in the same way. I'd be fucking disgusted. I'm quietly making arrangements to go stay with a close friend for a while because I can't keep living like this. No. But I haven't told my husband yet. I need space to think. Of course, word has gotten around his side of the family. His mum and one of his brothers, not the creepy one, has been calling and texting saying I'm overreacting, being dramatic and trying to break up the family. What? My mother-in-law actually told me I'm jealous of the bond between brothers. The only people who seem to understand me at all are my two sister-in-laws, who both said my brother-in-law has always been off, but no one in the family wants to admit it. Isn't it really interesting that all the women that didn't birth Steve are on your side? I just find that a little suspicious. Now I'm sitting here wondering, am I being dramatic? Like maybe it's not that bad at all and I blew up too fast. But at the same time, my husband telling me I can't even talk about his brother feels like a slap in the face. I've been nothing but supportive to him and his family for years. I need like thousands of other opinions right now to help me understand this, especially from people I don't know. So please tell me, am I overreacting? No, you're not overreacting at all. You are completely valid to feel the way you feel. Even if Steve was like just looking at you in an awkward way, that is completely valid if you feel uncomfortable by this. I don't think it's a coincidence that your other sister-in-laws, the females not directly in his blood family, also feel uncomfortable by his presence. You know, women, we have an intuition towards these things, and I'm not surprised that other people have felt it. Your husband is supposed to protect you and want to do best by your feelings, and it's not sitting right with me that he isn't. It's a complete red flag that he doesn't see these things as predatory. Let's use the word that it is. Your brother-in-law is making advances on you that are not wanted. That is harassment. And if this was someone in the workplace, he would be fired for, say it together, girls, sexual harassment. Okay? What was my song earlier? He can be called Steve. He can be a twat. It makes him a rat. He is a rat. Steve is a rat. Right? That wasn't the song, but okay, it still fits. This man is weird. All these men, and it's clear to see how they've been raised because clearly their mother has let them down, right? You need to take all the time you can. You need to get out of this wind tunnel of Steve's family. They're not relevant to this argument. They clearly don't have your best interest at heart. Maybe try and keep in touch with your sister-in-laws a little bit more because it sounds like they could be a winner here. But at the end of the day, they're still not living with this creepy fool. So I really don't like that your husband is not on your side at all. I think deep down, either Steve is having these behaviors himself, or he knows and he is ashamed and doesn't want to admit it, or he's fine with it, or he's just completely fine with his wife being disrespected. Pick your options, A, B, or C. You don't want to be with someone that does not care for your well-being. You don't want to be with someone that wants you to feel uncomfortable in your own home. You take however long you need to. Speak to so many people about this. Like you say, you need so many opinions. Speak to people that know you personally because they will have a lot more context on this situation than an unbiased person like myself and the people listening. You know, I'm so sorry that you'll be made to feel like this in your own home. This is completely unacceptable, and I'm so sorry Steve is putting you in this position. That man should have been out of your house as soon as you so much as said, I don't like him. You know, he shouldn't have even been in your house this long. You know, I'm so sorry. I really hope you get this sorted, and please keep us updated. Love you. Sometimes I read these things and I just think, who the fuck has the audacity? It's titled, My Boyfriend Cheated on Me in Front of Me, but claims he was just joking. Joking. Story time. So I'm 21 and my boyfriend, we'll call him Steve, is also 21. We're at a college party 2 nights ago. Just for context, me and Steve have been dating for 2 months and there was like 100 people at this party. I was having fun drinking and hanging out with my girls, but I overdid it a little bit much and felt dizzy. I asked Steve to sit down with me on the couch whilst I drank some water and sobered up a little bit. And he said, sure. While we were sitting, Steve's best friend, who we'll call Dave, came over and was talking to Steve. I don't know how we got onto the topic, but Dave dared Steve to... I didn't know this was going this way. Crude language incoming. Dave dared Steve to suck his dick. They were both laughing and looking at me for a reaction. I still didn't feel good and thought they were just goofing around, so I just sat there listening. Steve then said, okay, then I'll do it. Dave unzipped his pants and Steve started sucking his dick. They only lasted for a few seconds. They both laughed and high-fived. This is scandalous. And then Dave zipped his pants up and walked away. Just a quick little licky of the lollipop and off we pop, I guess. What? I was so stunned and disorientated in the moment. I didn't say or do anything. Soon afterwards, we went home immediately and I went to bed. Yesterday, I woke up and the anxiety. Imagine just, I feel sick, I've got a headache. My boyfriend sucked another man's penis. What? Yesterday, I woke up and remembered what happened, and I asked Steve why he would do that. He said it was just the guys being guys and them doing silly party dares. Has anyone seen that clip of Candace Owens going, It's a little gay and fake. It's a little gay and fake. Is it gay and fake or gay and weird? I think it's gay. Hang on, let me get it up.
It feels a little fake and gay. It feels a little fake and gay, and there will be no fakeness and
No gayness.
It feels a little fake and gay. Gotta tell you guys, it feels a little fake and gay, and there will be no fakeness and no gayness.
What? What? I mentioned that it felt like cheating in a way, and he said I was just overreacting, it was just a joke. He seemed annoyed and shut down the conversation. Sorry, I've got Candace Owen going, it's a little fake and gay. I'm home now and I don't know how to feel. I'm not even mad, I'm just so confused what to make of all this. I haven't told my friends about this yet because I kind of feel embarrassed. Any advice would be helpful because I don't know what to do. Anyway, we have an update on this one. I broke up with Steve. Thank God. He was really annoyed at me and doubled down that he was just a funny guy who goofs around with his friends. He's just a funny guy to goose around with his friends.
Gotta tell you guys, it feels a little fake and gay, and there will be no fakeness and no gayness.
Yep. What? I didn't want to argue anymore, so we just insisted that I was done dating him. Yeah. The fuck is wrong with these boys? Steve, here's the thing, Steve. If you want to... I can't believe I'm saying this. Steve, if you want to suck a dick, that's fine, right? It's absolutely fine, my love. But you just have to make sure you don't have a girlfriend. Okay? I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. Okay? You can't be doing stuff like that, Steve. It's all hold hands. You can't suck penises whilst with a girlfriend, Steve, right? Okay? We all on the same page. So glad you broke up with that man. Oh. What? It's absolutely fine, Steve. I don't know if he's just not comfortable in his sexuality yet, or neither is Dave. Maybe they'll be a great couple. I don't know. But you can't be doing that, Dave and Steve. That's just weird. And I don't like Dave's disrespect to you in this situation either. Like, what do you mean? I'm just trying to sober up over here. Anyway, I think that's maybe a good part to end this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. Have a fantastic day, guys. If you do have any stories, confessions, or dilemmas to send in, please do. Me and Joe will be here for you every single week, reading them out. Have a fantastic week, guys. Make sure to follow, like, subscribe, and comment. I feel like the girls need us in this episode. Drop us a little comment with your advice, and I will see you next week. Mwah! Tatty bye!
Please fill my cup. Am I really asking for much? It's been a long week, I'm looking for fun. Please fill my cup. Find me under the sun. SOS, I'm just looking for a good time. Oh, 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 oh. And I'm singing like, whoa.